He's been cited by IGN, The Quartering, Timcast, The Daily Wire, Bounding into Comics, and even Dr. Jordan B. Peterson.
Disney insider WDW Pro recently speculated.
Time and time again, he's broken big entertainment news live on the air.
I've been following WDW Pro and his track record for years. If you want to find out what's on the horizon for theme parks, Pro is where you go.
He's like the honey badger. He just keeps scooping and scooping and scooping. He's like the honey badger. He just keeps scooping and scooping and scooping. All right. All right. All right. He's like the honey badger. He just keeps scooping and scooping and scooping. All right. All right. He's like the honey badger. All right. All right.
Man, that Pro guy, he got more answers than Corn Pop. I tune in every day right here from the Oval Office. Sniff here and find out what Pro has to say every day.
Quick, Cheney, we gotta put away the Legos and get in the big boy chair. It's time to listen in to the Pro Show, my favorite show every single day. I did not have relations with anybody during the Pro Show.
It's Pro. He's gonna be huge.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las puertas. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in just 2 minutes, the lighting at the Magic Kingdom will dim for the performance of the Pro Show. We hope you enjoy and have a magical, truthful time. For the safety of others, please, no flash photography. And welcome to Provision 3D.
Alright everyone, put on your comfy glasses. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm so excited.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun. From the redwoods of California to the hills of Tennessee to the Rockies in the Sunshine State and Maine with that bright and shining sea. From coast to coast in North America, it's time for your host with the most, bringing you all the entertainment news that should be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the WDW Pro Show! All right, folks, welcome aboard. Happy to have each and every one of you out there. We have a big hour ahead of us as we are working to report honestly and accurately what is about to happen with the Walt Disney earnings report. Looking at over 1,000 of you out there joining us as we get started today. We're happy to have everybody. Make sure that you click the like button, share, subscribe, and when you click it, you stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. We will be having some guests joining the panel in just a few. Jonas as well will be here. But we're going to get started right now with some super chats. As folks, this is going to be quite packed in terms of the information we're about to bring you. We already have some stuff coming out about Disney, and we are going to read it, analyze it, keep you ahead of the culture curve. Also, don't forget, we will be redirecting auto-magically to Valliant Renegade at 4 p.m. right as his show starts. I'll also be going over there, and we begin the marathon coverage of this Disney earnings call, which could be dismal or could be okay. The likelihood of it being great, well, that is not very good for Disney. We don't think they're going to have a good earnings call, but it could be decent. Dismal seems more likely based on what we're going to bring for you in just a moment. But first, let's get started with these super chats. We have, starting off with Grimlock Destroys 85. Hail to Jonas, the other one, the prude, as some say. We'll say that before he gets here. We have Benjamin Loken. Dear WDW Pro, this one for $20, by the way, and Grimlock was for $2. Thank you for sending these in, guys. Benjamin Loken for $20. Dear WDW Pro, and whoever you have on for today's show, here is a gift to show my gratitude for keeping us ahead of the culture curve and for showing how Hollywood actually works with VR. Thank you from South Dakota. Well, Benjamin, it is honestly our honor and pleasure to do this. We love explaining and analyzing entertainment, and we think that entertainment truly matters. We believe that entertainment is the precursor to culture, that whatever is going on that people love, that tends to shade where we are going as a society. And so we think it's really important to talk about this sort of thing. Some might find it to be a little bit frivolous to talk about Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and everything else. We think it's not. We think that it's deeply important and resonates down to our core. So a lot of fun there to be able to do that. And thank you so much for that very gracious super chat indeed. Also, Benjamin Loken for $5. I'm wearing my Dang It Bob t-shirt for this special occasion. Folks, make sure you check out the WDW Pro store for items such as that, the stuff you're not going to find in any of your local malls as they are on the decline. Any of your local strip mall stores, no, you will only find it at the Pro store. Go check it out when you can. We also have Blue Light, now a member for 4 months. Welcome aboard. And drops an LL. Love it. We also have Olaf Van S, a member for 4 months. And also an excellent individual out there in the audience, keeping things under control. By the way, let me say a huge thank you to all of our wrenches out there who are doing just that. Olaf says, will be another fun stream per Valiant's conference call. Already got my popcorn and bottle of wine ready for the ready. I think that's champagne, I suppose. Will be a long, fun evening for all of us. And yes, folks, we think this is actually going to be sort of a marathon situation as we get into all of this. By the way, folks, we are now nearing 1,400 in the audience. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Stick it to the algorithms. To do it, you click it. It's the notification bell. Then we have from Brave Kumquat. And yes, the kumquat is the funniest of all fruits. There's no doubt about that. And this kumquat comes with $1.99. I'd never get away with that if Jonas were here. All right. We've also got from Views with Hughes. He's become a YouTube member, and we're so happy to have him. And we also have Mephitic Miasma for $5 for Iger to have a great call. He just has to not say anything stupid. Anyone giving odds? Well, if it goes per what we've seen in the past, then it may not go so well for him. Now, there is a super chat. Let's see. Here we go. This is what disappeared on us. Scotty Joe has also become a member. So welcome aboard, Scotty Joe. We're so happy to have you Folks, we appreciate each and every person who is a member on the channel. We appreciate viewers and folks out there. If you are donating memberships later on, please know that we appreciate all of you. I do want to bring in our first panelist as we get ready to open up the news here. Tommy Tables, welcome to the stream right now. We're going to get into the big news. Are you ready to roll?
Oh, this is so exciting, Pro. I can't wait. I don't think I've been this excited for an earnings call or any sort of, I mean, this is the entertainment for the day. I'm bubbling. I'm on fire.
Well, bubble away, and here we go, folks. Remember, when you are bubbling in your answers, always go for the Christmas tree. It makes your professors really irritated. Here we go. We're starting off with CNBC, and we are going to bring forth something that you won't know unless you are right here on this channel, or if you caught my initial thoughts on Midnight's Edge regarding this. Let's read the article, and then I'll explain what is missing from here that we know, and now you know as well. This by Sarah Whitten. Disney set to report earnings after the bell. Here's what to expect. And right here, we see Disney reports earnings after the bell. So that'll be 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, of course, starting at 4 over on Valliant Renegade's channel. Wall Street analysts are expecting earnings per share of 95 cents and revenue of $22.5 billion. And Disney stock is essentially flat year to date. Now, it says when the markets close Wednesday, all eyes will be on Bob Iger, blah, 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 blah. We don't care about any of that. Let's get to the real stuff. Here's what we want. Here's what analysts expect from Disney's quarterly report. 95 cents per share expected according to Refinitiv consensus survey. Revenue, $22.5 billion according to Refinitiv. Enjoy saying it. Here's the big one though, folks. Disney Plus total subscribers, $151 million subscribers expected according to Street Account. Street Account saying 151.1 is the expectation. Hang on to that. We're going to come back to it. Here's also what we need to read. The only bright spot for Disney appears to be its theme park division, which has more than rebounded after pandemic-related closures and is expected to post revenue of around $8.1 billion, nearly 10% jump year over year, according to Street Account estimates. We're going to come back to that. Just like right now, we're going to come back to that 151. Now, why are we coming back to that? Take a look at this, folks. This out of Statista.com. And here's what we have. Number of Disney Plus subscribers worldwide from first quarter 2020 to second quarter 2023. This matters because guess what? We are now in a pattern of sequential drops for Disney Plus subscribers. Take a look at quarter 4 2022. That's the high mark, 164.2 million. Drops to 161.8 the following quarter. Drops to 157.8 the next quarter. If this holds up, if CNBC has this thing pegged correctly, Disney Plus subscribers are looking worldwide to drop to 151. Where does that put them? Well, it puts them below quarter 3 of 2022. That means they're in a low point annually. That's not what you want to see out of a platform that's supposed to be growing, and it may indicate that Disney may have to revise their trajectories, their guidances in terms of where Disney Plus subscriptions could go. That is not going to make investors happy, although we don't know yet how the market will react. And by the way, folks, we won't know until tomorrow, really. We'll get some aftermarket ideas. We won't know really until tomorrow what the reaction is going to be to Disney. But if it drops to 151, then we are back in quarter 2 of 2022 territory. This is going the wrong way, and there will be no ability to blame this entirely on Hotstar or India or any other such thing. North America should be offsetting this. A drop of this kind of magnitude is tremendously bad for Disney. Not only that, but it's also tremendously bad in the contrast of Netflix, which was adding millions and millions and millions of subscribers in the last quarter, despite the fact that they are way ahead. So any kind of argument that Netflix has reached market saturation is gone. And therefore, Disney should be growing faster, not slower. Definitely not lowering the number of people that they have aboard. Tommy, don't want to take away from your analysis here. Give us your thoughts on this one. And then Jonas as well is joining us now. Jonas will be talking in just a moment about this bright spot supposedly for the theme parks. We're going to take a look at some statistics that show us that's not probably true. But Tommy, first thoughts on Disney Plus potentially losing what would amount to, if CNBC is correct, 7 million subscribers.
Well, I mean, part of this is baked in, right? Like they were forecasting this at the last Disney earnings call with the comment of things are going to get worse before they get better. But at the same time, I don't know. I still feel like they're being a bit bullish about this. I've got a sense that the losses might be worse than they're anticipating or that we're anticipating. It's going to be really interesting to see. it's been a rough year for Disney. And I mean, just doing a cursory glance of the various trades, everyone is bearish on Disney. Like I'm not seeing anything positive at all about this upcoming earnings call, and that's also very concerning. This is going to be wild.
Not great, Bob.
I think it is going to be wild. Jonas just joining us, of course, Jonas J. Campbell, investigative reporter for thatparkplace.com. Jonas, earlier in Midnight's Edge, we were talking about the fact that this Hulu purchase now is becoming even more interesting as Disney Plus subscribers drop. If this is such a precarious kind of position for Disney to be in, then moving Hulu into Disney Plus, we now know that, by the way, we leaked this out, Project Hulk, earlier in the last week or so, but we now believe that Disney may be moving Hulu into Disney Plus to try to bolster those numbers. Walk us through what kind of a reaction we might get if it's as bad as CNBC. And before you do, Jonas, let me say this. Folks, we also have out of the Wall Street Journal a more rosy picture. They think Disney's going to lose 2.5 million subscribers. Take it away, Jonas.
What a wonderful optimistic view the Wall Street Journal is offering, that they might only lose 2.5 million subscribers on their streaming service that is still yet to be profitable. When your streaming service is headed in the other direction, the only way to subsidize the content is to get more subscribers or to get them onto an ad-based tier, which Disney is not having success with getting Disney Plus is not having success with getting their subscribers onto an ad-based tier. Maybe they're trying to get Hulu mixed in there so that they can get more of those ad-based subscribers from Hulu over to Disney Plus so that they can subsidize the horrendous view numbers for Secret Invasion and everything else that I've forgotten what the name is that's on Disney Plus.
It's easy to forget, isn't it? I mean, Secret Invasion essentially is still a secret because nobody watched it. Disney's not having a Louis Armstrong kind of day, folks. It's not a beautiful world over there in the House of Mouse, I'll tell you.
Yeah, the main thing I see here, first of all, that name, Secret Invasion, if it didn't come from the comic books, then that would be a horrible, forgettable 2-word title that we would be laughing about from the 1980s. It's like
it sounds like something you'd see on the internet.
Yeah, like Night Surfer, or two random words that sound interesting when you put them together. That's about all that title gives you. And in the end, it is maybe not the MCU in its lightest form, but maybe the MCU at its pinnacle form, which I got to say, at this point, if that is the pinnacle content at Disney Plus right now, then they are murdering their subscription service.
Well, I don't know what else you could do to murder a subscription service than losing millions and millions of subscribers. And again, folks, we're talking about sequential quarters. This is back to back to back to back for the Walt Disney Company. Now, we don't know how Wall Street is going to respond. We also don't know. There's some play in this. Just like with the situation where we had the leak about Disney and artificial intelligence yesterday, folks, staying ahead of the culture curve means that we don't believe that those kinds of things leak out when they do just as a coincidence. That was probably aimed at Disney before their earnings call for a reason. Not sure exactly what that might be. But in terms of what we might get out of a reaction from Wall Street, I wonder if this number that we're getting out of CNBC is meant to be so bad that anything above it keeps investors happy. Now, honestly, I wonder if that's a real PR move here, is to try to set expectations so low that if you can beat Star Wars a Star Wars story kind of numbers, then everybody's happy with you. Guys, what do you think about the possibility this is being set as a tragedy, and we'll just take something that's akin to really, really bad?
Well, they did have the option of announcing the ESPN situation on the earnings call, and they decided not to do that. So they must be saving something else for the earnings call. So I would say they're fully aware of the pre-earnings call chatter versus what actually gets said on the earnings call, which will be after the bell. So they probably won't even be releasing.
We'll talk about ESPN. We'll talk about ESPN at the 3:30 mark today, folks. So in 10 minutes, essentially, we're going to cover the ESPN situation. Disney is now betting on betting. They are gambling with gambling. We'll see how that goes. But Tommy, what do you expect to hear beyond a major subscriber loss at Disney in this earnings call?
Well, I have a feeling that Iger will probably be focusing a lot on the the advertising on Disney Plus. Like, back in May, and just again looking at some of the trades, like for example, the Street was mentioning that he was quoted as saying, they've only just begun to scratch the surface of what they can do with advertising on Disney Plus. He's incredibly bullish about their long-term advertising positioning. And so it almost feels like a bit of a Hail Mary. And I wonder if there's going to be a significant amount of time spent focusing on that, basically saying, please, please, please believe me, we can still kind of, turn the ship around. The advertising is going to come in, because weren't they saying that they might be able to get Disney Plus up to profitability by, I believe it was next October, or in the coming fiscal year. Anyway, all that to be said, I think it's going to be, yeah. I'm not sure. Like, I like your idea about them trying to set expectations so low that anything that goes above those expectations will resonate positively with shareholders. But at the same time, there's a morbid part of me that's wondering if things might get even worse than this, and they're just trying to soften people up from consecutive blows. Like, yeah, we said it was going to be 151, but yeah, it actually is lower than that, but that's okay. It's not as far off from what we were projecting. I don't know. It's like I said, I've been looking forward to this all week. This is going to be very interesting, no matter what may come.
Now, guys, we of course talked about earlier. The report is that supposedly the bright spot is going to be the Disney parks. I'm here to tell you, I have no idea why that's going to be a bright spot. And just as you probably suspect, we have the data. This out of Disney Tourist Blog, a fantastic site that does a great job of tracking information. Let me give a little statement here on the front end of this, though. What we're measuring here is the wait times, the queue times when you get in line to get on a ride at the Walt Disney World Resort. The problem with this is that in the past, we have seen that it's not very accurate. So in terms of knowing when you get in line, what that posted wait time, and whether it's going to be accurate or not, probably not. Lorena Creole recently did a thing where she got on at Mickey's Runaway Railway at Hollywood Studios, major e-ticket attraction, gets on, the wait time's posted something like 40 minutes. The wait time is actually 20 minutes. So we know that this can be inflated in order to make it seem like the parks are more crowded. Not saying that Disney's doing that. However, they would seem to have incentive to do so. Again, not saying that Disney's doing that. So when we look at this graph, folks, what you're seeing right now, just know that this is probably best case scenario for Disney.
Pro,
yes.
I have to jump in here because I think that you just got gifted 50. The audience got gifted 50 WTW Pro memberships by Space Dave 2000.
Folks, listen up. Right now is the time to click on that chat, I suppose, inside the live chat. Turn on your ability to receive a gifted membership, and Space Dave 2000. Man, we owe you big time. That is a wonderful gift for you to give. What a big day this is. Folks, we often say here that our viewers, our members are the gigawatts, the electricity that drives this all. Space Dave, here's for you, buddy.
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
Just because of that, Space Dave, it's the clip that everyone loves.
Why?
Was that Bob Iger or was that Jennifer Lawrence? I can't tell the difference today, folks.
I think that was Kathleen Kennedy. Space Dave.
Be.
I mean, haven't I always said that Canadians are awesome? That is amazing. Thank you, Space Dave.
And also, folks, if you become a member today, due to the benevolence of one Space Dave 2000, make sure to go over, check out the member exclusive content for the channel. Space Dave was part of a member spotlight video that we did, and he is featured with Tommy Tables as the person leading that conversation, and it's a wonderful thing to watch. I do want to touch on this real quick, and then we'll get to super chats, folks. But take a look at this chart. I want to explain it real quick. What I need you to do is you're going to find let's go. Let's call it out. Follow me along on these bars, okay? All right. Here's what we're going to go to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth bar from the left. Okay, everybody following that? At the bottom of that, it says May 2022, by virtue of the fact it says 05 2022. Now, here's what we want to look at, okay? Go to the right side. We're following this in months sequentially. Go to the right side. The green bar to the farthest right, that also says 05. That's May. This is 2023, though. Notice the comparison. Notice the difference. In May of last year, wait times at the Walt Disney World Resort somewhere close to 40 minutes. The wait time this year, 30 minutes. It's not because they're more efficient, folks. It's because the crowds are lower. And then you can take a look that the months after 2022, May, that is, talking about June, July, August, higher than the months that we have now. Of course, August, not yet in the books. We can see right now the early projections for it, but it'll drop as the crowds drop. This, again, coming from Disney Tourist blog, indicating that at least for the Walt Disney World Resort, given the data that we have in terms of the wait times for rides, folks, there's not a bright side at the parks. Maybe internationally they're going to be saved, but I don't see it happening at the creme de la creme, the crown jewel of the House of Mouse, the Walt Disney World Resort. All right, Jonas, let's go to Super Chats right now. Folks, let me say this too, though. And we have about 2,500 in the audience out there. This is going to be a big day. We are going to be automatically sending all of you over to Valliant Renegade at 4 p.m. All of us, we're going there too. It's a big party over there as we cover this live. But folks, let me say this. Make sure if you are going to Super Chat, you need to get your Super Chats in by 3:40 p.m. Eastern time, okay? Don't send in your Super Chats in the last 5 minutes. We love them. We appreciate them. You all are great, but you send it in the last 5 minutes. We've got a hard stop today, and we can't go farther. We have to cut over to get into the next program, all right? It's just like on cable TV. When one program ends, the next one begins, and that's the way it's going to be today. So, Jonas, let's hit the early Super Chats, then we'll do one more round later on.
All right, Accident Seller. Predict Iger will just gaslight with corporate talk. I think you're probably right. It'll be interesting to see how the question and answer period goes.
No. I expect Iger to come out of that office of his that he's never let go, the office that Chapek wanted, but only Iger could maintain, and I expect him to declare this.
I declare bankruptcy!
Honestly, that's the only way that this could get any better than the previous ones.
but he can't though. He can't just rely on like the same sort of corporate talk again. Like, you know, like everyone, he's been knocked off on his legs. Like he's on his back leg. Even Yahoo Finances has an article saying that investors have lost 33% over the last 3 years. Like he's got to do something. He has to come out swinging. I really hope he doesn't do that. It'll just be so boring if he does.
Indeed.
Hopefully he'll get emotional for no reason like he did on the last two calls. Brandon, member for 2 months. Let the marathon commence. Bob thought it was hot in Florida, but he's going to be feeling the heat tonight.
It's getting hot.
I love it. Space Dave 2000 for $2 Canadian. I sure miss Eisner. At least he was creative.
Well, Iger's creative in coming up with excuses. That's a type of creativity, right?
That's a kind of creativity. I like that Michael Eisner was on Wonderful World of Disney and tried to be like an extra Uncle Michael here for the Disney company. It didn't quite.
He was, but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
No.
It wasn't terrible. I can't imagine Iger doing that today now. I think those times have passed.
Oh, yeah. He'll have to accept his designer sneakers for the Met Gala and be happy with it. Craig Hauser became a new member. I couldn't see what level. If somebody can help me out with that. Welcome, Craig. JRG Projects for $5. The pregame show of the biggest summer event of the... Wait. The pregame show of the biggest summer event of the year.
Thank you, movie announcer man. And thank you, JRG. We agree this is going to be a lot of fun.
Accident Seller, thank you again. WDW Pro is pronounced WWDC USB-C HDMI WDW Pro.
I think someone heard Andre get a little stumbled up when we were on Midnight's Edge earlier, and I just said, "Call me Pro, please. You don't have to do this."
Tapu Pro. That's right. A horrible Andre that I just did there. Chris Rowland, member for 3 months. Make sure y'all are smashing the like for WDW Pro. If you did it at this point, my goodness, we have more than 2,500 people watching us right now, which is amazing.
I think by the end of the show, we've got a shot, folks, if you do this, of getting to 3,000. Let's make it happen. We're, of course, going over to Valliant Renegade after that, and we are all going to enjoy this earnings report from Disney. And if we can hit that 3,000, I think we all deserve this kind of feeling right now. That's right, folks. It's earnings call day. Get your dance moves on. Might not be going great for Tom Cruise at the box office, but it's not going great for Disney either.
CC perfecto. House Atreides for $5 Canadian. Here's a novel idea. Scrap Disney Plus and move all the content to Hulu after the sale is complete. I love
or do
you,
the
House
opposite.
Atreides.
Or do the opposite.
No, Atreides is right on the money here. This gives you everything you need. It relieves you of your Disney Plus problem of not releasing much content, making it only premium content. I mean, come on, do it, guys, do it.
But instead,
it makes sense, and that's why they're probably going to do the opposite.
That's right. It's all hubris. Reply by mail gifted 1 WDW Pro membership. I hope that
fantastic and greatly appreciated.
Yep, I hope there's a special person out there that receives that one. Benjamin Loken for $5. Folks, now will be a good time to buy a Dang It Bob t-shirt. We need more people who are calling out Bob Iger blunders. Yep.
That's right. Bobby is not going to be having a good day. He may be Booby Iger today. Booby Iger.
We have some new members here. Michael Pate and also Rich Algeni or Algini. I am not sure how to pronounce that. Forgive me. Either way, we appreciate both of you coming aboard.
So happy to have you both. Welcome aboard, and we hope you enjoy your time as WDW Pro channel members. Folks, we intend to give you excellent content, not just on the main side, but also on that membership side, and it's the price of a soda. So if you want to be a part of it and you haven't got one of those amazing gifted memberships that were given out earlier, remember, all you got to do is forego half a Starbucks one time a month, and you get all kinds of access to great stuff, including all the archives of every single WDW Pro live show that we have ever done before. All right, Jonas, is that all of our super chats?
No, not by a long shot. Aurora Uplinks, member for 3 months. Film. Students go to wrong Korea, run for lives.
Love it. All right, 2 more super chats, Jonas, and then we are going to hit very quickly the topic of ESPN.
Stay Fluff for $2. I love this because this addresses the topic at hand in the slyest way possible. Will Tim Cook be presiding over this earnings call?
Well, we will be silent for 5 minutes as we all take a huge gasp if that happens.
I think that would be absolutely wonderful to have all of you on. Yeah. Who knew that there was a Tim Cook impression ready to go there? Semper Reloaded for $5. You think we'll hear anything on the potential of IP going up for sale? I don't think IP, but probably linear broadcast networks with no content IP up for sale. I think that's probably the more likely scenario. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know about IP going up for sale. No Star Wars, no Marvel. Maybe some stuff potentially leased out, but I don't think that would be enough to make an earnings report, discussion. We're going to probably hear about the Disney Plus numbers. We're going to hear about Disney Parks. We're going to hear about linear broadcast, Hulu. We may not even hear about Hulu. They really want to underplay it. They might discuss now, and if they do, then, thank goodness, because we leaked this a little bit early, but they might talk about their plans for integrating Hulu into Disney Plus, which, folks, if you've been watching this channel, you already know what they're doing. So we'll
I know you said 2, but I'm going to add 1 more in here because EU Guru, who is always very generous, gifted 20 WDW Pro memberships.
The magnanimousness is growing and growing, folks. It's just it's unbelievable, and we sure are appreciative of each and every one of you who gifts such things for us. How wonderful it is, and thank you, folks. Make sure you click on that in order to be able to accept those gifted memberships. We want you to get to be a part of the membership channel, the backside, everything that we offer here, and just make sure you click on it. It's going. Is it gone? I don't know, but something that isn't gone, of course, is our next guest who we're bringing on. Folks, let's find out who it is.
Who could that be? Let's go see, boys and girls.
Let's
Culture Casino.
Okay, I love that Culture is here, but I have to point this out. I was going to put it in the private chat, but it's urgent. We have 22 super chats stacked right now, and we are on the downslide here. So whatever you're going to say, Pro.
Watch this, Jonas. Here we go, folks. We're going to hit the ESPN thing, and we're going to hit it fast because it is a thing, and we've got to talk about it. Here we go. All right, out of, ESPN itself, the ESPN press room, ESPN to launch ESPN Bet. Is that BET? No, it's Bet. And a new agreement with Penn Entertainment. Sports betting deal to include a streamlined experience for sports fans. This by John R. Monso. We'll read just the very beginning blip, and then we're getting to those super chats. As apparently, folks, it's just a festive time. We're party mode. ESPN today announced an agreement with Penn Entertainment to launch ESPN Bet, a branded sportsbook for fans in the United States. It will rebrand its current sportsbook and relaunch as ESPN Bet, effective this fall in the 16 legalized betting states where Penn Entertainment is licensed. The rebrand includes the mobile app, website, and mobile website. ESPN Bet furthers ESPN's commitment to serve fans by taking all their money. By leveraging ESPN's industry-leading multi-platform reach with the rising product operations and expertise of Penn Entertainment, blah, 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 blah. Here's what all of you need to know, folks. This made Penn Entertainment's stock shoot through the roof. It did not do that to Disney. So we're going to find out what happens after this earnings call. But I have a feeling that this was used in order to try to get things going in the right way for the Walt Disney Company in terms of their value. It does not seem to have moved the needle very much, but it definitely scored well with investors for Penn. This out of Fox Business by Joe Tope. Folks, we don't have time to read it. Go read this one if you so wish. It's over on foxbusiness.com. Disney's ESPN $1.5 billion deal scores with investors. You're going to want to check that out so that you stay ahead of the culture curve as always. Now, let's go back to Jonas, and let's get through these super chats. Jonas, I think you're muted.
I am muted. Sorry. Really appreciate all of your coverage. Let me restart. Beware for $5. Beware, everyone. Really appreciate all of your coverage on Splash. Really hope Bob gets what he deserves after what he did to the Brers. Beware the Brer, beware. Yeah.
I worry that Beware wants Bob to head for the Briar Patch. We'll see how that goes. Folks, if you haven't seen it yet, I can't believe how well it's doing, but the video where we cover Tony Baxter coming out and really lambasting the Walt Disney Company and what they've done to his beloved Splash Mountain. Worth a watch. It came out yesterday.
Yeah, and we love Tony Baxter. Ministry of Wrong Thing, member for 2 months. Leave Disney alone. Why punch down so much?
We're punching with Mickey gloves, though. It's like a gentle nod.
It's that white glove treatment.
It's a little.
We heard out of love.
White gloves full of doorknobs.
That's right.
Jack White for $5. I'm surprised Disney hasn't tried to screw with Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War, and censor it. Yeah, it's probably
Jack
because
White.
They don't fully understand it. Yeah,
give them time. Don't worry.
Yep.
You're in fact, you probably just gave them an idea. Be careful with that.
The Vagrancy Horror. No mercy, no forgiveness, only justice. Burn Iger. I say that in that way because I don't want it to be a sound. No, we're
Jonas doesn't want to be all over the internet tomorrow. But here, how about this? Let's say this to Iger. Iger, this is the way clearly the audience feels about you as we near that 3,000 mark.
You egg-sucking piece of gutter trash.
Yeah, we're not advocating violence. I hope that he gets burned on the call by the public sentiment.
But he may be an egg-sucking piece of gutter trash. We can't argue with Wolverine. We would never do such a thing. Logan is always right.
AGM 44 for $5. Thank you. Call equals Dean yelling at Delta House, the public, as the public walks out of the fake hearing. We're all going to be on double secret probation.
Yes, I can see it now.
It doesn't matter. It's a fake movie. If I'm doing a fake movie, it's going to be a fake hit.
I love that clip. Magnus Familia sends in a $5 super chat. Could be Magnus, but I like Magnus. Slade Wilson. I kind of read this one before. Broomer Disney sucks. I hope their stock nosedives. Forget this collection of discarded used prophylactics. Hi, Jonas.
and folks, if you're just joining us and you've never watched this channel, the live shows in the past, Slade has a very fun time. Jonas is careful that we stay out of the profane so that it's much easier to clip these shows and not have to bleep them later. And Slade pushes Jonas to the edge every time. And it's become a delight. I'll just tell you. Slade, please, you're welcome here anytime.
Well,
I like the spelling of high, too.
That's right.
Grimlock destroys 85. Member for 3 months. Hit the like button and hail to Jonas, the other one. Yes, this is an inside joke that's going across 3 different channels right now. I love it.
Absolutely.
Speaking
Hey,
of
which, bring in Andre right now, folks, from
himself.
Midnight's Edge.
Oh, I added him. You added him. Why don't you add him?
We'll all add him. There we go.
Yeah,
Andre, welcome aboard.
Lawyer.
Yes, Andre, we're so happy to have you. And Andre, what do you think is going to be sort of the outcome of this earnings call? It seems the audience right now is quite festive about it.
I would say I would advise to lower your expectations a little bit. One has to keep in mind is the really explosive things about the 2 last ones, and especially like the first of the last 2 ones, where it was the Q&A session and the one which was open to the public. So basically, iger was like ambushed several times over. I don't think that is going to be happening here. First of all, it's only going to be institutional, and I do bet that it is screened, much more screened, because they will not want any kind of embarrassing moments for iger here, because this right now is a company in duress. The media has turned on it. Disney is now officially a company in crisis. This expectation level has been set. So now it's going to be very important that iger presents a bold face of strength on behalf of the company. They will work very, very hard to ensure that happens. The spin is going to be through the roof. They will have worked their ass off to create some kind of good news to counter the negative news that must be released here. And I would not be surprised if there's going to be some new announcements pertaining to Hulu, Apple, something to just remove the sting of the bad streaming numbers that is almost certain to have to be dropped. Or they're going to reframe it or something to try to put like a positive spin on it. And they can't have any too negative investor questions to undermine that. So they will have pulled out all the stops to ensure that this goes as smooth as possible. And it's still going to be relatively bad, but I don't think it's going to be the bloodbath that many are no doubt hoping for. Like, if it is, consider that a bonus, but I would advise lowering expectations. Otherwise, it's going to be a disappointing affair.
Well, I think so too. And Andre, one of the things we talked about at the beginning of the show was that some of these numbers we're getting, specifically these terrible Disney Plus subscriber losses that are being projected now out of CNBC. For those of you just joining us, the projection right now is something like 7 million loss in terms of subscribers. That may be intentionally setting the expectation so low that if Disney only loses 5 million, let's say, and that would typically be horrendous, it seems better now, right?
Guys.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You leak that, we've lost 7 million. And the market hears the rumors. They're prepared for 7 million. And great news, we just lost 5.
That's right. All right, Jonas, I sense panic in your voice.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, I need to read this very generous $2 super chat from Space Dave 2000 that says 3K and gifting happens again. Well, guess what, guys?
That's a carrot.
There's
my
bigger carrot. We're above 3,000 right now. Space Dave 2000 gifted 50 WDW Pro memberships. Holy moly!
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you click on that message yet again. Get involved in being a member. And Space Dave 2000, we are so appreciative that you are giving out such kindness to each and every person out there, helping them stay ahead of the culture curve. And folks, don't forget that when you click on a gifted membership, you also get to be a lucky boy. Okay.
Oh, Joe Miller, you just found the marble in the oatmeal. You're a lucky little boy, because you know why? You get to drink from the fire hose! Okay, you ready? Open wide!
All right, Jonas, let's help you with your panic, and let's hit those super chats really fast.
Soccer TL for $5. It's too dang hot for you, Bob.
Too dang hot.
Oh, sí, muchos caliente. Andreas Markopoulos, for member for 2 months. Imagine Bob begins the call by publicly firing KK.
That would be
All
a
right,
distraction.
be still my heart.
That would be amazing. Fade out. That's all I have to say.
I want a helicopter camera over Lucasfilm Studios as she's walked out, O.J. Simpson style.
IMR Second Life Dance Videos gave a $2 super sticker. Thank you very much.
That's not $2. That's a $1.99, Jonas. We know that crew out there.
That's absolutely correct. Keyblade Master Andy for $2 Canadian. I miss Eisner appearing in DVD bonus materials. Coming soon to theaters.
That's right.
Phantom of the Night, member of 3 months. Bob Iger, more like Saab Iger. Love it. William DiStefano or DiStefano for $5. New Disney villain name, the Biger.
I'm sensing a trend in these super chats.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the approval of Disney is low around these parts.
Yeah.
Now, do you think they'll talk about his succession? I wonder.
No, not yet.
I think only if it comes up in the member portion, the question and answer portion. Tender Warrior 68, member for 3 months. Will Disney have the cojones to nope Tryon on Q&A if they call in? No, absolutely not. I think that would antagonize too many people who are not on Trion's side right now. And if they do it on their own head, it be, because that would give them the most ammunition for a proxy fight they've probably.
It's also not my expectation that will happen. So let me say that too.
I agree with that. I would be surprised if Trian even called in, because they don't need to call in. Because remember what was in that official statement when we backed off of the proxy battle the last time. We will be watching. I do not doubt that they have been in Iger's ear absolutely the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Instructing him in all of these firings and everything that needs to be done. So there's no need for them to call in, because chances are they already know everything there is to know. And the moment they don't, the proxy fight is back on.
Yep. Agreed. Elizabeth Young, member for 3 months. Hashtag dang it, Bob. Love to pro, Jonas, and tables. Heart.
Aw.
Very kind.
And here he is, the Iranian Putin.
Yes.
You think Tim is a good cook? I bet Tim is a fabulous cook.
I see what you did there.
Thunder Senshi 150. Either way, thank you very much.
Jonas, you mispronounced that. It's Thunder Shinsi 150.
150.
You mispronounced the very end. 150.
199.
150.
I would love to see KK fired. Me too.
Oh,
that's right.
It would be nice.
Elizabeth Loveland for $10. Thank you very much for the generous super chat. Those pushing the DEI agenda are true believers, and like all zealots, will gladly face self-immolation for their cause. They will take everything down with them. Or it could be a death of Stalin situation where no one quite wants to be the one to say, no, we're done with all this diversity stuff. But I think you're very right. The danger is the true believers in the mix that want to see everyone else burn rather than actually admit the fault.
Elizabeth, I would say too that I share your pessimism in these ideologues and what they push. However, we don't need to ignore the good news when it happens, folks. Make sure that you go look up what happened with Standard & Poor in terms of ESG scores. It's big news we have not yet had a chance to cover here on the channel. We probably will next week.
Mm-hmm. IMR Second Life Dance Video became a YouTube member. Thank you very much for joining us. And as did Das Wolfen. I like that name very much. Mr. Tickle Trunk. Hey, Mr. Tickle Trunk. See you in the mod chat for Valliant Renegade. Super Chat right. Speed Bump. Views with Hughes. I'm out. See you all on Renegade Online. Love you, Hughes. I hope that we get to see you again on the channel sometime real soon.
Horseradish, remember, folks, at 4 p.m., this will automatically take you to Valiant Renegades. Just like watching cable, it's like watching normal TV. This program goes to Valiant, and we all go with them. So there we go.
Like a flush. Horseradish Power, member for 2 months. Disney call will be great. Watch Bob Iger squirm.
Oh, poor Bobby.
Vicky Sari for £5 British. Do you think Disney will merge the Hulu and Star brands? Maybe not at first. They need to have this resolution of this lawsuit with Comcast before that can happen. Otherwise, it hands the win over to Comcast on that.
Right. It would increase the value of Hulu if they were to merge them right now, which would increase the cost that Disney would need to pay.
Yep. Michael Spain for $5. Did y'all see the story in the Blaze and Breitbart? Disney partners with gender fluid man to promote Minnie Mouse girls clothing. Sean Altman. If that was on the Disney style YouTube or social accounts, then yes, we did see it. Whether or not we saw the article.
I've commented it on X or Twitter, whichever you want to call it. It's a little bit too dangerous to do a video here on this platform on that. We may address it in a Twitter exclusive video in the next couple of days.
Love a good Twitter exclusive.
Make sure you're following me over there and follow the rest of these panelists on Twitter/X.
Let's just stick to either Twitter or X since we're short on time. Life according to Martin for £5 I can't help thinking that Walt Disney would think of his company today. What does the panel think? I think he'd think they're a bunch of communists.
Andre, what do you think? Would Walt himself, would he be happy with where we are?
He'd okay. If he woke up from the dead and he saw his company today, he'd die again.
Ouch. So a zombie, then dead zombie. It's like Plants vs. Zombies, but Iger's the one doing it.
He'd be absolutely horrified and mortified because Walt Disney, he was a proud American. He was an anti-communist, and he was not an anti-Semite. That was a pure smear against him. And seeing that his company today essentially is everything that he fought against, that it's the polar opposite of the company he created, he'd be mortified.
He would.
I think he'd quit and join Universal.
Probably. They'd probably have him.
Well, Disneyland was founded when Disney lost control of the animation department and wanted to do something without interference. 6 for 5 sent in a super sticker. I can't see the super sticker right now. Love you, 6. And I
hope it's the bouncing bean. We love the bouncing bean.
Oh, love the bouncing bean. Bonesaw is ready. Oh yeah, for $5. Maybe
not edgy at all.
Maybe we'll hear about the first trans princess in the call. They could do a remake of Tangled and call it something else.
Jonas, who was it you were joking about was likely to play Tiana in the upcoming live-action Princess of the Frog? Who was the?
I don't remember this. I don't remember this joke, but if you remember it, just let me know after the next super chat. GAW Media TV for $5. Wouldn't it be hilarious if Bob Iger comes out on stage and tells the crowd that the board of the Walt Disney Company just fired me? Disney, you stink.
It would be more fun if the head of Trian came out and did that.
That's right.
That would be amazing. Camo Bot Killer for $5. WDW Pro, will we have a repeat of the April 5th earnings call, or will they only have major investors who love Disney? What's your take? Will we laugh again?
I suspect, folks, that they are doing everything in their power to make this not be anything like those prior two. Don't be surprised if we get questions from institutional investors which go something along the lines of, can you talk about your ARPU in South America, particularly Argentina is really coming in low or maybe a little bit above expectations here? And waste valuable time with some nonsense like that.
Yeah, because they only get 6 or 7 questions. And they're not like us where we like to try to get to everybody here. KB for $5. The call, Iger. Things are fine. It's fine. We are fine. Everything's fine.
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
Tipping Barn sent in a member milestone chat for a member for 3 months.
Hey,
glad to have you here,
and thank you for being here.
And I hope you enjoy your tipping state. That Swedish guy became a YouTube member. Welcome, Swedish guy. That Swedish
so
guy
happy to have you.
Fayota or Falta. I'm going to go with Falta. Yes, thank you. You became a member, and we're glad to have you. Wow, a $20 super chat from Second Life Dance Video. Okay, then how about $2 times 10? Keep up the good work, all. Thank you very much. This is very generous.
And folks, don't forget, we are headed for a marathon streaming session. There is no telling when we end this thing over on Valliant Renegade's channel. So this party is just getting started. your festivities are not lost upon us. Jonas, we'll keep going with the super chats because we are running low on time. But folks, stay in your seats. You may need to buckle in. In 5 minutes, we are automatically running over to the Valliant Renegade channel. Then at 4:30 p.m., after we've given our analysis there, 4:30 p.m. is the live call. We don't know what's going to happen. Andre is cautioning us. Don't get so excited. I kind of agree with that. But in terms of what we've talked about here on this show so far, Disney Plus is suspected by now the major investors and analysts to have lost millions and millions, potentially even more millions of Disney Plus subscribers. Not good. And we'll see if there are any bright spots at all that Iger can come up with.
All right. And that Swedish guy for, I'm going to say Swedish krona, 50. Imagine living in a time where the direct-to-video sequel of the late 90s, early 2000s are looking quite good in comparison to the new things.
I'd take another Peter Pan sequel, Back to Neverland, versus what we had on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Culture, you want that one versus what we had?
Look, I'm looking at the new film they're releasing, an original IP in theaters called Wish that looks like a direct-to-video.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yes.
Aladdin 2. The animated Aladdin 2 was better than anything Disney have put out in the past 5 years.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is
even the
Castellaneta did his best.
Even the Transmorphers was better.
Yeah, look who's here.
Hey, Tom. Welcome aboard.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Welcome aboard,
Macho
Tom.
Duck for 27 Swedish krona. Iger lies more than Pinocchio. He needs a Jiminy. I think he killed his Jiminy a long time ago.
You know, I believe, yeah. And by the way, folks, don't forget that Jiminy Cricket is a euphemism for your conscience.
Not great, Bob.
Oh, it's conscious. Yeah, that's where I was going. Keyblade Master Andy for 5 Canadian. This call will be above average if Iger just does not double down. No new live action remake announcements or any major crud like that. That's what we got last time. We got Moana and announcements. They promised that they were going to do another Toy Story, another Frozen, which, okay, that's great, Bob. Thank you. We already have those.
I will not be surprised if they announced a live action, which we've already said they're doing this, so it's already leaked. But if they announce a live action Princess and the Frog, but I'll say this: if there's any chance that Iger loses his cool again and screws up big time, it is if we get a question on Florida, DeSantis, Reedy Creek. That gets under his skin more than anything in this world. So,
yep. Westfield 90 for $4.99. Deja vu of midterm election night when red tsunami predictions were so long. Lesson learned. Proceed with caution.
Exactly. And if they come out and say that if they come out and say they're gaining 1 million subs on Disney Plus, we're all going to just sit in silence for a little bit and reassess. But all we can do right now, Westfield, is we can talk about what the people who probably would not agree with us, what they're saying. CNBC probably not on our side in this this vision of Disney. They're saying they've lost 7 million subscribers. We've also got out of the Wall Street Journal that they've lost 2.5 million subscribers. None of that's good. We'll have to wait and see. But you know, that's all we can report on right now until we get those actual numbers out of Disney, if they give them at all.
All right, William Sleeper for $4.99. Andre, the only thing Bob could do to win us back, perp walk KK out the door.
That would be a good start. It wouldn't be enough. I mean, KK. She says she's symptom, but she's not the illness itself. There are many other people that he would have to perp walk out the door. Like what I would want, I would like to see her perp walked out the door. Yeah. But I would also like to see him publicly call out the BlackRocks, the Vanguard, and say, you know what? Please sell your shares. We'll be happy to take the short-term loss in stock price. Just sell your shares. Get out of this company because we need to fix it, and you are detrimental to that. This would never happen, but that would win him back in my eyes.
It'd be beautiful.
Yeah, there would need to be a parade of sycophants that would have to leave. That were all people that Iger brought in. Everybody that's tied to any of this neo-Marxist garbage. But anyway,
that's right.
All right, guys, we are going to the speed round here, folks. Apologies, but we do have to get through these quickly. If you sent them in, we greatly appreciate them. Jonas. Let's go.
Just 2 more. Gary Tilbrook for £5. So Bob the Knob plan to save his legacy is to screw up more.
Well, sometimes you fail upwards, right?
And King Sing Sting for $2.79 Canadian. Bob eats corn the long way.
I love this, by the way, going on social media. It cracks me up every single time when I see it.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's our last one.
All right, folks, that is the wrap we have. Let's go around real quick. By the way, Valliant is in his countdown right now, so we're not losing anything. He's going to be starting in about 4 minutes. Let's go around the panel real quick. Give me your thoughts on what actually is going to happen in this earnings call. Culture, we start with you, and then we'll wrap up with Tom. Tom, you'll get the last word. Culture, go.
I'm more concerned with the reaction that the market's going to have. If there is a lot of negative news, and it sounds like there will be, it kind of, as I predicted, I think a lot of us have been talking about it. I think the stock price is going to take a small hit. The exuberance yesterday will evaporate as it's already started to decline today. And I think even everybody knows this is happening, and at CNBC more so, as you've eloquently described before. So those are my thoughts.
Andre.
I already made my prediction. I yield my time to Tom.
All right, Tommy, tables first, then Tom. Tommy.
I like turtles.
I will say that in an alternate timeline, my super serious prediction is that George Lucas will come crashing through the window and wrest the Lucasfilm IP out of Bob Iger's hands live on the call.
And Tom, you haven't had a chance to share with us, but Tom Connors of Midnight's Edge, along with Andre, both of the same channel, upon which many of our channels rest upon the shoulders because they did the great work of forging forward this that we do. Tom, what do you think we are looking at in the next hour or so for Disney?
I think it's going to be a lot of puffery and lying and hedging along with excuses. I predict a very boring 3 hours. It's not going to be as fun as the last call, unfortunately, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe somebody in the higher up rankings of the shareholders may hit him with a tough question, but I doubt it.
Well, let's hope that happens, folks. We want to get to the truth, and the only way we're going to get to the truth is if somebody has the chutzpah to go ahead and ask those hard questions. Of course, it's in the institutional investors' best interest to perhaps not do that because they're invested in this company, and asking hard questions might lower their value that they're getting back as well. We're going to find out, though. The last 2 times we have seen earnings reports and meetings out of Disney that are unlike anything you've ever seen out of any other corporation, period. We're going to find out, will the loss of Disney Plus subscribers match, meet, exceed, or do actually better than the numbers that we're seeing out right now? They are in the horrendous category. Is the rest of Disney in that same spot? Will we get a question about the box office drop? Will we get a question about the Florida situation, which could cost Disney up to $1 trillion over the lifespan of the Walt Disney World Resort? Well, we're going to find out. Folks, we are heading to the Valliant Renegade channel in just a moment where coverage will continue, and your panelists will be moving over there as well, all who are sticking with that, and we will cover this live over there. You don't have to do anything. Sit tight, sit back, and we are going there to everyone who was out there modding for us, for everyone who gifted memberships, for all of the panelists, and for all of the viewers. Folks, once again, we say you are the electricity. You drive all of this. Now, get out your popcorn, and let's hope that Bob Iger's situation looks something like this.
We'll stick together, huh? No matter how cruel and how mindlessly painful the consequences.